In this segment, we're going to take a look at the Bill of Rights, at least the influences that went into creating the Bill of Rights, those 10 amendments that were added to the Constitution to guarantee our protections, our liberties against any government. The major principles of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution were based on earlier Virginia statutes. Virginians, as you learned in the last segment, played a key role during the Constitutional Convention, and so too was their role in the writing of the Bill of Rights. George Mason, in 1776, authored the Virginia Declaration of Rights, which was ratified by the House of Burgesses here in Virginia, and this was a statement of rights that all Virginians would have. It included everything from the right to keep and bear arms to the rights to bail. It included protections of unwanted searches and seizures, and even certain freedoms. These were guarantees of the citizens of Virginia against the Virginia government. Later, this is going to become the backbone to the 10 amendments that will be the U.S. Bill of Rights. We also must include another Virginian, Thomas Jefferson. In 1786, the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom was passed here in Virginia. What this did is it separated formally the idea of church and state. This was a very important idea to Thomas Jefferson. He felt that Americans should not be compelled to follow a particular religion, that they should not be discriminated against in any way if they chose a different type of religion to follow, a different way to worship. Virginia led the way with the Statute for Religious Freedom in separating church and state. That is, not having an official religion for the state and at the same time allowing the people to freely exercise their religions. As the Bill of Rights was written by James Madison, as he consulted George Mason, and even a little bit with Thomas Jefferson, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution were added in 1791. These outlined the basic fundamental rights that all Americans could expect, our protections against the national government. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right to assemble, the right to petition, and that's just the First Amendment. To keep and bear arms, protection from having soldiers quartered in our homes, protections against warrantless searches and seizures, due process of law, rights to a fair trial, rights to a jury trial, rights to have bail, rights to be protected from cruel and unusual punishments, all included in the U.S. Bill of Rights. These are our basic protections. These are our basic liberties. Those things that the government cannot take away without due process of law. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights are rules that the government must follow. This framework limits the power of the government and effectively protects the liberties of all the people. And as we relate this back to Thomas Jefferson, that all men are created equal, that they have unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we are beginning to take a huge step forward with the U.S. Bill of Rights.